Appa, Khaboo, everyboo. Welcome back to our haunting stream. Usually, about now, I would say, how's everybody living so far? But this is not the case now, is it? Well, before we start, I just want to quickly say to Faiz Aiman Bapa Khaboo, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. Now, this is not your typical haunting. This is more like a moment to talk about the obvious what is happening right now that is actually impacting me personally. And I would love to tell a story, to share with every boost of how a language has become a part of my voice. And if you don't want to be very sad, I completely understand and I respect your decision, whether if you'd like to stay or leave. Tonight's haunting is solely about a story. And it is about mourning a little bit, grief. Coffee, Papa Khaboo, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. Yes, I miss you too. Well, it is sad because as you both probably would have heard now, let us just address this generally before we begin our story, okay? So, on 8th September 2022, Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has finally passed on. She passed on peacefully at Balmoral, which is, I believe, in Scotland. Balmoral Palace is Her Majesty's summer palace that she spent her summertime there. She passed on peacefully, and to be honest, the whole world, including myself, we have been expecting, and yes, we have mentally prepared. But even though we've been prepared for this news, it is still heavy for us to accept the fate, because it is something that we will never ever get to witness and experience again for another long run. Yes, all hail to Her Majesty. Long live the Queen, eh? But tonight actually, I would like to tell a story, and I hope every book could enjoy this story of how the English, as it's very obvious, how English have give me a voice. English has given me so much over the years as a ghost orb. And yes, I do have personal feelings, personal sentimental with the British culture. I very do, and that's why I would like to share the story with every booth. So get yourself comfortable. If you have water with you, get ready if you want to drink. If you want to cry with me, please make sure it's okay for you to cry. Don't force yourself to feel emotional, and enjoy your investigation. I will do my very best to talk despite my voice like this. My voice is recovering. Before I start, It's not fully recovered, as you can hear, but it is recovering way better than the previous week. I hope to recover very soon, as not only I would like to haunt normally again, but I am about to start my first job very soon, so I hope to recover by then. Alright, let's start the story, shall we? So, when this ghost orb manifest since a wee ghost orb, as a wee ghost orb, Papa Boo and Mama Boo, they are overjoyed because I am the eldest, right? Yes, we've lost a great woman, absolutely. Now I'm the eldest in my family, okay? So they are truly overjoyed to have me as the eldest. However, sorry, it's just I've been quite sad today. Do pardon me if I do pardon. I beg your pardon if I stop for a while, because I myself was grieving for the loss of Her Majesty. So it has been a toll for me myself. Now continue on. As ever since I've manifest for the first time, right? Papa Boo and Mama Boo, they are wonderful ghost parents ever. They have prepared myself and my sisters. Yes, I do have 2 younger sisters. They have prepared to raise us the right way. And they are aware that education is the key to live strivefully, to live successfully. Education is the key. And the first thing they want to implement when I manifest for the first time is the ability to be efficient in English. Yes, I am not from an English-speaking country, but today, how I talk, how I write, how I even think is because of my parents, who have strongly educated my sisters and I the importance of English. When I was a wee ghost orb, my parents started to teach myself and my sisters along to read English books. We started with reading first, but it was no ordinary English books back then. I remember it was quite an advance for my age. It was quite advanced. They wanted me to perfect my pronunciation first. When you start to learn your ABCs in English, you learn that A is for apple, or B is for ball, C is for cat. No, they want us to master the English good, very good. So instead of A for apple, we started like A for affection, B for beautiful, C for catastrophe, something like that. It is a bit challenging. Okay, I lie, it's not even a bit, it's quite challenging for such a wee ghost orb to try and pronounce such majestic words back then. But they are determined to ensure that I raised to grasp a better English. So reading along the years, I read not to understand first, but to just have the right proficiency out. And of course, I managed to follow what they taught, what they instructed, because as the eldest, I have to do what I must do because I trust them. They are my parents, and I trust them. What they're doing is for the good, right? Blue Kitty, apa khabar? Welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. Good evening, honey. Oh no, why are you crying? Well, I'm about to. Well, I am telling a story of how English have been a huge impact in my life, and especially to my voice. So this is in a sort of way as well, sharing some griefness over the loss of Her Majesty. So it is a little bit different tonight's haunting. But if you don't feel like crying, you don't feel like very sad emotions right now, I will respect your decision to not investigate tonight's haunting. But just be aware that tonight's haunting is definitely in a way for me to contribute over the loss of Her Majesty. So that's why I'm a bit sad. I've been really sad the whole day too, so alright, moving on. Along the years, of course, reading is I got the use of reading, absolutely right. Operator Soul, apa khabar? Welcome to the stream. Hello. And Crespo, apa khabar? Welcome to the stream. Hello. Hello, welcome. Yes, English does brought us together. So I mastered the reading part with, not to say very fluently as how I speak today, but for my age during the time, it was good. It was okay. Because I can speak, like, for example, you don't expect a wee ghost to speak say the word spectacular, right? So instead of saying spectacular, I said spectacular, something like that. Baby talk. Zawaldo, welcome to the street. Welcome. Yes. Long live the Queen. Exactly. Yes, English is a universal language to the world, and that is why I trust my parents on how they raised me. Despite of their discipline, their strictness over the time, I know that they're doing this for the best for my sisters and I. So as I was saying, I, not to say master completely, but I managed to handle the heavy reading for such an age. So my parents continue to educate us, my sisters and I, English through television program. As you know, most of the English programs that are very famous, most of them are actually from Britain themselves. They're also from America, also from Europe. Examples, obviously, most of you boos knows the infamous Barney and the dinosaur. And then we have the Disney Channel, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and soon after Playhouse Disney. My parents really pressed us to watch this English program to enhance our more fluency of English, right, in our mind. Excuse me. Sorry, honey, I have to go take care. Okay, bye. Faiz, I remember Arikabu for coming investigating the haunting. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, so when I watched the show, I remember, for me, I enjoyed thoroughly the children program back then. They're totally children and adolescent psychology textbook. They're perfect to develop, not only to teach English or the language, but it also teach about morality, deeds, and such goodness to a child. It's so good, and I really appreciate those programs. They not only help me to learn more about English, but they help me to learn more about morals, more good deeds, moral and such. To be honest, I saw this coming, a YouTube short simply say what kids in 2025 won't see. So it's unexpected. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. We have been prepared for Her Majesty to pass. She has been incredibly ill over the years, but in the end we still took this news unexpectedly, because in the end we're just beings on this planet that tries to live as the best we could. So it's understandable, it's understandable why, it's really understandable why we still have a huge wave of shock, despite we were expecting at the same time. Remember, British Empire brings along the Industrial Revolution to Malaya. We owe them a lot. Long live the king. Yes, we'll talk about the history a bit soon. I'm gonna continue the storytelling, alright? So, yes, so when I was a wee ghost orb, I've been taught how to read. I've been taught more through television program, and soon after I've been taught about writing, and then I've even been enrolled to various and multiple competition that involves with speaking, like storytelling, public speaking, debates, poetry, spelling bee. When I think about it, my parents basically raised me with the educations of equivalent to the IELTS or TOEFL requirement. Because especially when you take an English test, right, for some qualification of your English proficiency, you need to have a good speaking, reading, writing, and hearing. And I've been raised that since I manifest for the first time as a ghost orb. So yes, I remember, even though my parents they did a great choice of raising us. Not gonna lie, I would be lying to say that I love them for that. I sometimes still hold grudge for their too strictness and discipline to educate us harshly when we were young. My sisters and I, of course. I remembered I was so burnt out, or I was just not feeling it. I still got a whip from, I don't remember who, but I remember it was either Mama Boo or Papa Boo. I got a bad whip, and then I was splashed with water. It was back then, as most of you boos who are from Asia like myself, it's a part of how Asian parents sometimes do punishments. But that doesn't mean I hate them. Not gonna lie, without them I would not be able to even have an education in a foreign land without them. So despite of their strictness, I owe them a lot. I really owe them a lot for raising myself and my sisters the importance of English, right? I said, Papa, Khaboo, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. I really owe them a lot for what they've done until today, and I hope one day I could repay them, right? I'm Zahib. Papa, Khaboo, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. He said, well, I am telling a story, and this story does relate to kind of mourning and grieving for Her Majesty the Queen's past. So that's why tonight's haunting is a bit sad. And again, reminder, I am respecting your decision. If you don't want to feel sad tonight, I can completely understand. But tonight's haunting, I am going to tell the story of how English gave me my voice, right? Best parenting in my opinion. Sadly, it is fading away nowadays. Exactly, Operator Sobu. I'm so fortunate that my parents knew what they were doing. And I remember when I attended primary school. Most primary school, they ask for toys, or they ask for new bags, they ask for clothes, or even money or food. Did you know your ghost orb here? I ask for books, not just any books. I ask for encyclopedias. I ask for dictionaries, and of course I have those English novels. I voluntarily ask for reading in English, because why? Because not only I've grown up with it, but I've grew a fond towards English. And I remember when Mama Boo, every time when she returned back from her traveling, she would give me new encyclopedias for me to read, more fun facts about science. I remember all those encyclopedias are fun facts about science, and then eventually it's about history, like Egypt, the Greek mythology, the Roman and the Romans. Excuse me. So it was obviously showing that how my parents raised me when I was a wee ghost orb. I voluntarily grew attached to it. I started on my own to improve more in English. So I read more books, and then I attend more competition that relates to English speaking. And I remember I even started to teach close friends about English, because of course as a Malaysian ghost, or we are not, as Malaysians, we're not an English speaking country. Let's be real here. English is our second language, Malay is our first. Okay, I would be lying to say maybe English is our second language, but still, we're not an English speaking country. But here we are, especially here I am, able to communicate and say English very, very good, very fluently. So yeah, rehydrate, Anywho. I'm fine, just a slight cough. I promise you, my cough has now been reduced significantly, so I've not coughed quite a while now. So I'm fine, don't worry. If I do need to hydrate, I will dash behind me and get my bottle. Don't worry. Thank you though for reminding. Thank you. So as I said again, in primary school, Jun Kihubu Pakabulakadistri, hello, welcome. So along my primary school years, I remember when I had to transfer from Sarawak to Kuala Lumpur. Okay, for those of you who are not from Malaysia, Sarawak is located on another island, not to say continent, I don't know, another island of Malaysia with Sabah. I am a Sarawakian ghost orb. Okay, I'm a Bornean ghost orb, and at such a young age, my family and I must transfer to the big city, the capital of Malaysia, which is Kuala Lumpur. I remember I was so devastated because I love my land. I'm still a proud Sarawakian ghost orb, and the thought of living at another different island during the time, it was confusing for me. It was confusing. But I remember on my last day of school, my teacher asked me to give a speech for the entire class, as it was my last day of school. And you know what? I remember that was the beginning of how my imagination and my creativity started to manifest too, for the first time, because usually we have to prepare scripts, right, or some sort of essay. I didn't prepare anything, but I remember roughly what I said. I said that I remember I said something like this: when there's a time comes for one to step out of our home that we feel safe, do not turn back. Instead, move forward to find another home that would be much bigger and much beautiful than the first, because that shows bravery and new adventures. That's something I said, something like that. I still remember, but it's vaguely. East Malaysia is Borneo, for those who don't know. Thank you, Operator Solbo. Thank you so much. So I remember that it's the time for my family and I to transfer to Kuala Lumpur. We traveled, and you know what? I have to confess, because I'm a pure Sarawakian ghost orb, I don't know how to speak Kuala Lumpur. I have to be very honest. When I hear you Boos talk for the first time, for those of you Boos in the peninsula area, especially in Kuala Lumpur, when I first hear you guys talk, when I hear you all talk, I thought I was not in Malaysia anymore, because I was so used to speak my tongue, my own land's tongue. I don't know what are you Boos talking about. But you know what saved me? You know what saved me for at least a year of conversation? English helped me to communicate along my new friends, okay, my new peers, and Boos from Kuala Lumpur. I use English to speak first between, Boos and ghouls when I first arrived in Kuala Lumpur. Don't want to see Honey crying because I cried too, but I guess it's okay for now. Aw, I'm so sorry, Blue Kitty Boo. Thank you for the rose though. Thank you so much. I love it. So, how lah kalau Honey Boo dengar orang utara? See, no, here's the thing. I mind you, I was manifest and fully raised at the Borneo. I rarely go out during the time. I rarely go outside of Sarawak. So when I land Kuala Lumpur alone, I'm already feeling like I'm not in Malaysia. So let's not even talk about the north. Because I was so lost. But I'm grateful that English saved me. English saved me, and I'm able to learn my way more with English aiding me. So again, once more, English saved me. And I remember I was so grateful for my parents for, teaching us the importance of English. Even using English in Malaysia helps me, during the time. Excuse me, sorry. So, fast forward. Some of you boos may remember, some of you boos don't. During the time, we had our first big examination coming up, which is called UPSR, also known as Ujian Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia. And of course, during the time, who's not afraid to not get straight A's? Okay, who's not afraid? I didn't get straight A's, but I got good results. Okay, I got good results. That's all I can say. I got A's and B's, a lot more A's than B's. That's all the clue. I don't want to say what I got, but I didn't get straight A's though. But what's one thing I remember very clearly until today? It was during the trial UPSR. Okay. Operator Solbo. With all due respect, I'm not gonna try. Hey, Berapa Khaboo, welcome to history. Hello, welcome. So, I remember. Okay. I remember. This was during trial UPSR, so you both can track what's going on. Yeah. This was during trial UPSR, and mind you, for English language, even until I finish my school time, I never score my English anything below A. My lowest was A minus, that's it. But I've always gotten an A or A plus for English. Okay. Demong Bu, apa khabar? Welcome to the street. Hello, welcome. Demong Bu, I'm so sorry, but you got the wrong Momo Bu. I'm not Momoiro, I'm Momoko. Okay. So, as I was saying, this was during trial UPSR. I remember we were getting back our papers. It was the English. If some of you both remember, for the English UPSR, we have two papers. The first one is obvious multiple choice, and the second was writing. Okay, we were getting back our writing. The first one with mark, like I remember it was like few days already with mark early. I got a full mark obviously for the multiple choice. Now for the writing. Okay, for the writing. Khaboo Cadastry. Hello, of course I remember you. Hello, welcome. Sorry, telling my story about how English gave me my voice. So I remember the teacher. Okay, during the time, my English teacher, her name was Mrs. Jacqueline. I don't know where she is now, but I hope she's well. Mrs. Jacqueline, she was a sweet and kind English teacher, but she was very strict. If you crossed her, you're done. You're screwed for the day. That's what I can remember of. Most of the major educational tests in Malaysia usually have two phases for information. Oh, I see. My memory is clouded. It's okay. Demomu is okay. It's alright. As I was saying, it was my English teacher, Mrs. Jacqueline. She was giving back the paper too, right? Excuse me. She was calling out names, okay? But as she was calling out names, I noticed the name she's calling out was every booze except for me. I don't know why. I thought I was done. I thought that's it. I'm failing. I thought I failed my English trial because my name was not saying out, but everybody else, yes, right? UPSR, still remember my dad holding his belt and don't let me eat dinner until I got A's in English. Oh, I'm so sorry, Hazel. And well, at least you're good in English now. So, as again, continue on. I was panicking inside. I wanted to cry during the time. because I thought, yep, I'm not going to get an A, I'm failing, because everyone's getting their papers but me. Then Mrs. Jacqueline looked at me. She's like, Haniro, stand up. I was so scared. I was shaking. I stood up. I felt the whole class was looking at me and about to laugh, because they knew that the famous Haniro will never get anything below an A. Now, for the first time, she's getting cold. I was like, yep, I am gonna get a beating from Mama Boo and Papa Boo after this. Barbara, Khaboo, welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. Belt, weak, rubber hose la. Oh, my spirit, Operator Sobu. A gentle reminder, we do not promote any violence in our haunting. No violence promotion, okay? Thank you. So, I was standing up, and Mrs. Jacqueline was holding my paper. She walked, oh yeah, mind you, in school, even in university, I will do my best to sit in front of the class, because not only because I want to hear properly, but I can't see. So just letting you boos know, I sat in front of the class, and I was shaking. She was stood in front of me, and she was like holding my paper, and I was like, I had the audacity to ask, did I fail, miss? And then she literally pat my head. She was like, why are you shaking? I want you to stand with proud child. Come in front of the class, and I want you to read your essay. And I was like, eh? Read the essay? Read the why? I was so confused. I was like, why? And then she's like, I want you to read, and I want all of you to pay attention of how Haniro wrote her essay. And I was like, okay. So I stood in front of the class, and I remember till this day, if you remember this section in the test, back then in UPSR for paper 2 English, there is a section of where you have to do 3 choices, and you need to pick one of the 3 choices, and you need to write them down in the information table, and then you have to write in 50 words. I don't remember how many, but you need to write a small essay or summary. Why do you like your option? Okay, so it was that one that she wanted me to read, the essay. I read, and I don't know what's so special about it. I don't understand. I read out loud. Okay, when I read out loud, I felt nothing. I felt like, okay, I've read it, but what's so special about it? Until I realized the whole class had their mouths open. They were in utter shock, and some, even the genius one, I remember one of the genius student, she dropped her paper on the floor with her mouth open, and I was like, oh my spirit, I am so sorry, what's going on? So Mrs. Jacqueline Booth, she said, all right, let me not complain, she said comment about this. If you don't realize, Haniro, you got a perfect score for this paper. You got a full 100 on your trial for English. But I want to highlight your paper here. What you've wrote, it is an almost same, she said this, it is the same level as how an O-level student should write. And I realized, it was that high advanced. I'm so sorry. I did not meant to break the system or something. She said, no, I need all of you to be like this. This is the English language. The beauty of the English language can be mean. And you have proved that today. And I was like, dang, really? In other words, flabbergasted. They shocked by the lovely voice, Haniro. my voice right now is still cracking, but thank you for saying it's lovely. I'm flattered, thank you. But as I was saying, she began to comment saying that my essay during the time is the same level as how an O-level student should write, because apparently there's a lot of bombastic words in that essay, and all of them are written in the correct term, in the correct verb, adjective, you name it. I did not even realize that. That's how I find English during the time was already a part of my voice, because I don't even realize that I had kind of advanced my English proficiency way ahead during the time. Mrs. Jacqueline Bush, she was very proud. She said because of my paper, and she would never see this paper again, maybe, I don't know. She framed my paper. She said, I want to borrow your paper and I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna photostat it, and I want to frame this as a reminder that I have met a wonderful student who appreciates English. And because of that, I realized English has been really a part of me now, because I have to be honest, I've never even once looked into myself, knowing that I not only speak, but I also read and write English much more higher up than a regular Malaysian boost English supposed to be. So once more, I'm grateful. I realize I'm again more grateful for my parents for educating me at such a young age of the importance of English. So fast forward, of course, secondary, I still continue strongly in English. I even went to nationals for English competition, won a few rounds. I even wrote a play for the drama. We won second place because we could have won first, but because we didn't realize there was a time, we got extra 5 minutes for our play. That's why in the end we got second though, so that's good. So my VT spelled B collab ? Oh, spelling B collab. That would be interesting, but the problem is I haven't been reading as how I used to be, so I might need to read again, then only maybe do a spelling bee. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So fast forward secondary, I still hold English very strongly, and during the time, that's where I remember I started, my sisters and I started to get so much exposure of the outside world of Malaysia through our family vacation. We have an annual family vacation every year at the end of the year. Even this year, we already have one after the pandemic has been over. We are going to, I'm not going to say where yet, but we have already booked our flight and everything. So I remember during secondary, it is the start of the moment where instead of our annual family vacation, we're going back to Sarawak. We decided it's time for us to travel overseas, and I remember it was truly wonderful. Not only it's so new, but to be able to experience such cultures, right? It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and it's something that I will hold into my heart. The first place we went was Australia, then we went to Dubai, and then we went to, my spirit, it's a lot. We went to Germany. You know what's funny? Throughout the whole secondary life of mine, secondary school life, my family and I did not visit England together as a family. My parents went to London, UK together for their honeymoon, when I was a wee ghost orb. But I realized, why have we never visit England? That's literally where English was born. If I do beg your pardon, I might be wrong. But how come we've never have the chance to visit England? Especially London, UK. After all those years of watching the show, English shows, Harry Potter, Winnie the Pooh, what else? Well, Bear in the Big Blue House is from Australia, but mostly, all those British cartoon. Why have we not visit the UK yet? I asked my parents, but my parents said it's too expensive, and I was like, fine, fair enough. But that made me realize, I wish one day I get to visit the UK. Your voice is like Ella, the Malaysia rock singer. Serak-serak pasal my spirit. Yes, I've been told that. And excuse me, Ikram, berapa kabar? Welcome to the street. Hello, welcome. Well, as I said, I am telling a story. This is kind of a bit of a sad story, really. Or not to say sad, more like grieving. Because we have lost a great queen. So I thought tonight would be a good night for us to tell stories about how English gave my voice. England, God bless the Queen. Yeah, God bless the Queen. Yes, my voice is still not fully healed, but it's getting way better than the previous week, so it's all good. Alright, welcome. Excuse me, sorry. Alright, welcome. Apa khabar? Welcome to the street. Hello, welcome. Excuse me, this is Spirit. I'm back. I'm sorry. I had to cough very heavily just now. I'm so sorry. I know, drink and get it. I'm so sorry. Ferris, hello. Yeah, like I said, I'm recovering. Not fully recovered, but about 60-70%. So it's all good. It's all good. Yeah. So continue on the story. I realized, even though I've been graced and blessed by my parents to allow us to have our annual family vacation overseas. We even went to Japan. We even went to Tokyo, Japan, Osaka and Tokyo. But why can't we visit the UK? The birthplace of English, mind you. Sorry if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's a sin for us not able to visit the UK, because we've been raised to master English, and here we are still have not yet visit the UK. So what give? But then of course I've been reminded the cost, so I have to be mindful, and I said, alright, I'm very sorry, I don't mean to sound so spoiled, but I did hope one day I could visit the UK, because thanks to English, I remember, thanks to English, I am quite a well-known ghost orb in my haunting schools as the ghost orb who is master in English. So yeah, I remember. I'm coughing too, honey. We cough together. May you heal and get well. Thank you so much, Demon Boo, and don't forget to drink water, okay? Don't forget to take care of your throat. Same goes for me. It's a reminder for me, okay? So fast forward, and after SPM, I somehow set for A levels, okay? Now A levels is It's a British examination system. It's a pre-university examination system set by the Cambridge. So it's a Cambridge examination, right? And let me tell you, A-level really killed me. And among the killing list, I thought that it is just a dream that I am good in English, because I wasn't doing really well in A-levels. And not only that, I really thought I've lost my way, because A-level is hard. I'm sorry. With much love and care for English, and forgive my French, A-levels is bullshit. I can't. No way. Never again. If I were to look back at an English in an A-level paper, I'm going to flip, because there's something about A-levels really scares me. I don't know, it's maybe because I'm just not smart enough, or it's just that the level of English is just wow, it's like, damn, no. But I remember because of that, I only did my A-levels half, so I stopped halfway. I really gave up in life. During the time, I thought, that's it, I don't know what to do. I thought I'm good in English, but A-level really screwed me over. So here's what happened, right? Now, I'm pretty sure English is from England. UK, if I'm not mistaken, is multiple countries under one monarchy. In other words, the United Kingdom. Yes. Thank you very much, Operator Soul. Get some tea, coffee. I'm fine. Yeah, it's like Killzone out there, A-level. Yes, A-levels is... Again, forgive my French. A-level's a bitch. With all due respect, A-level's a bitch. I can't. No, thank you. I could never. And when I stopped A-level halfway, I don't know what to do. I sincerely don't know what to do. I was afraid of my future. I don't know. What else can I do? That's when I don't want to say this, because I don't want to cause a family stir up, but I'm gonna say this not say briefly, just kindly. That's when, during the time, my eldest cousin on my papabo's side, she was studying in Bristol, UK during the time for her master degree in business, and she was in her final year, and she's about to goes back, of course. And she and her mother, my aunt, has graciously surprised me a ticket, and they say I remember this very clearly, they say, Haniro, would you like to follow us to the UK? I remember when I got that news, when I got the surprise, I was shaking so hard, and then I don't even try. My tears came out, and I asked my parents, are you for real? Can I follow them to the UK? Because I think it's a 2-week trip. I don't remember. I think it's a 1-week trip. I don't remember, but it was quite a trip, and I can't believe I'm going to the UK for the first time. My parents smiled and they said, go, gain back your love for English once more. So I immediately I grabbed my huge luggage, my huge suitcase, and I start to think, what should I pack? I don't know, what do I pack? What do I pack? But I just, it was during the time, it was February. I think February. Yeah, I think it was during winter. So it was during winter. So I remember I even got a brand new pair of winter jacket. And the time comes for me to go to the UK for the first time. I was so excited. I wanted to scream. Of course I didn't scream, but I was so excited and happy because I got my wish came true. I was going to the UK for the first time. Technically, English have roots in French. Yeah. Like I said, we'll go to the history a little bit soon, but I'm just gonna continue the story for now. So when I visit the UK, of course, I flew with my aunt and my cousin. We flew from Malaysia to Amsterdam, and then Amsterdam to Bristol, right? Because my cousin was studying in the University of Bristol during the time. And I remember when I arrived at the UK airport. During the time, I arrived in a UK airport for the first time. I somehow felt the posh in the air. Like, I felt so English. I felt so English. I felt, wow, I'm stepping on the land where English is 100% here. So it's a combination of German, French, and Latin, but mainly from Old Germanic Saxon. Yes, I remember that Germanic Saxon dialect. Thank you, Khaboo. I remember I read that years ago. The Saxon, yes. Thank you. That was very helpful. Thank you. So we arrived at the Bristol airport, and then we head off with a taxi. We call it cabby. Well, yeah, we call it taxi. I remember I saw the typical UK taxi, the black taxi. I was like, oh, that's the famous taxi, famous England taxi. Then we got in the taxi and said, wait, so he was like, where to, ma'am? And she said, to this hostel, please. And I didn't even sleep. I was wide awake and I was looking outside because I want to embrace every bit of the UK inside of me. And we arrived at the hostel where my cousin stayed. Of course, we helped her get into the hostel, and then we cooked Maggie, right? But then my aunt and I, we managed to book a hotel room, which is just 2 minutes walk from the hostel. So we stayed there to have more beds to sleep. The land of fish and chip night. We get to that soon. British, innit? You haven't tried that tea, yeah? I have. This is why I'm studying tourism and well-being, interning in a tour and agency. Oh my spirit, that's wonderful for you, Operator Solbu. Good luck. That's very good for you. I would love to have that pot of water. Okay, we're not going there. We're not going to skewed here. Let's stay on track. So when we check into our hotel room, it was still afternoon, but I was famished. I was so hungry. So my aunt started to say, okay, you know what, let's grab some grubs and then we can call in early so we can wake up early tomorrow. And I was like, wait, why do we have to wake up early tomorrow? And that's when she smiled. She's like, because tomorrow is a special day. I am going to take you to London, and we'll be staying at London for 3 days. 3 days or 2 days, I don't remember, but it was 3 days, I think. Oh, I don't know, it was 2 days. Oh, I was so shocked. I remember I was so shocked. I just fell onto my knees on the floor and I started to cry. I said, are you serious? We're going to London? We're going to London, UK, auntie. She's like, yes. And I gave her the biggest hug. I was like, thank you so much. I've been waiting for this for so long. Any difference in English and international tea? Oh, definitely. Gotta explain that briefly. The environment is an important excuse me. The environment of where you are is an important factor to how you taste. Just like wine, I've been told this. I don't drink, but I've been told this. when you drink wine, the effect and the sentimental affects differently in different environments. Same goes for tea, surprisingly. I don't know how, but I guess it's the atmosphere, but still, yes, there is a difference. And let me tell you, I get it why the British love their teas. It's completely different to how we drink tea here, and it tastes absolutely delicious there. Even when I was in Canada, even the tea in Canada tastes wonderful. I guess tea tastes beautifully in a cold climate. I'm just saying, that's just my theory after personal experiences. Just saying. But speaking of England, tea have too many flavor. Earl Grey, jasmine, and so much. Yes, but like I said, you don't have to try all of them. It's a fun way to drink tea, but usually the traditional ones like Earl Grey's, it's good enough for me. Ambience is very important in any setting. Exactly, Ferris. Exactly. So continue on the story. Oh, that is why tea tastes so good in Cameron Highlands. So hard to get there. Exactly, because I personally think tea works well in a very cold climate area. So if you try to drink tea in a humid area, it's not a very I would say, it's, of course, if you are used to it, sure, go ahead. But I personally find drinking tea in a humid area not the same feel as how I drink tea in a colder area, Kinda wild that the first English ruler have Viking ancestry. Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, the monarch started in the 18th century. I mean, okay, let's not go history yet. I'm gonna continue the story. Different country, different palette. It's not about palette. It's about the atmosphere, as Ferris will say. It's very important. Our environment is very important to how we taste things. Just letting you boost know. Excuse me. Now continue on. So I remember I was really famished, and I was like, Auntie, I'm hungry, right? So she started to say, okay, I'm gonna teach you what most boos and ghouls in British, most boos and ghouls in the UK would do, because they have such an amazing convenience stores and other things, right? I was like, what? And she's like, just follow me. So below our hotel is actually a Tesco. Yes, Tesco is a huge deal in the UK. Tesco is like their giants, mind you. I don't know. But yes, Tesco over there is completely different than our Tesco here. Well, now it's no longer Tesco in it. It's Lotus now, still. When I went to their Tesco there, they have fresh food. I'm not kidding. When you have a chance to visit the UK, you don't need to feel worried, because you can get fresh pastry to even cold sandwiches in a good deal price for £2, like 2 quids. Well, yeah, 2 quids means £2. You can get £2 for a good egg salad sandwich, and £1 for freshly baked vanilla twist pastry. It's amazing. Oh my spirit. And you can also get so many other things like crisp and more bread, if you will, and of course those instant teas. Excuse me, my throat. Yeah. But I know the best kind of tea. Oh yeah, may God bless you, honey, darling. Thank you, Demambu. Thank you so much for being so sweet. The cutie that telling a story right now. Cutie? What? Huh? The cutie? Cute. Oh, the cute Raifa Kunbu. Oh my spirit, I've been so grieved today. It took me a while to figure that out. Thank you so much. No more Tesco in Malaysia, said the all rebrand Lotus. I don't even understand. Yeah, it's not sponsored. Thank you for reminding me, but I still don't understand what's with the rebrand name. Tesco still exists in the UK? What's with the sudden name of Lotus? What genius thinks the name Lotus brings? No, I'm not going there. No. Tebo is so yeah, Tebo. Alright, so going to rest now. Get well soon, honey. Take care always. Blue Kitty Bodyguard for coming investigating the haunting. Thank you so much. Excuse me. Oh, thank you so much. Right, so continue on the story. We got some cold. I remember I got cold egg salad sandwich, and they even have fresh prawn cocktails. Oh my spirit! I was like, you have prawn cocktails, and it's fully cooked, and it's only like what, 3 quids, and it's enough to eat for entire dinner. I was like, yep. Thank you, UK. I've gotten more and more in love with you. and then after that, I thought we were done. I thought that's it for dinner. But then my auntie was like, Haniro, we're going to another place that we must get while we in the UK. And I was like, okay, what is it, auntie? She said, try to guess. What is one of UK's famous for? I was like, I remember my first answer was scones. So like tea and scones. And then she's like, guess again. And then I think about it until I noticed from a distance the shop, my first ever UK fish and chip shop. I said, is it fish and chip? She's like, bingo. I was like so excited. Oh, we're gonna get UK fish and chips, not just your regular fish and chip. We're getting the UK's fish and chip. That is like, oh, it's like a roller coaster, mind blown for me. Like, oh man, the infamous UK or Britain's fish and chip. It is a must to get, right? Look at this, we have a welcome. Yeah, I'm fine. Just telling the stories of, how English gave me my voice, and in a way to grieve a little bit for the loss of Her Majesty's recent past. So that's why tonight's haunting's a little bit sad, just a little bit. Adiana Rose, look at this, we have a welcome. Yes, the big portion of fish and chip. What would I do for freshly baked baguette? I think you got the wrong country there, Operator Solbu. British are known for their scones more than their baguettes. That would be their neighbor. Yeah. So, as I was saying again, I got my first UK fish and chip. I don't remember what particular fish we got. I think it was halibut, or is it cod? I can't remember between these two, but I do remember I enjoyed how they pack their fish and chip. First of all, the fish and chips portions are humongous. It's so freshly fried as well, and the chips were freshly crisp. They purposely don't put salt, right, to avoid the sogginess, but they did put a lot of portion. And since my auntie told them it was my first time in the UK, they gave an extra fish portion, and I was like, you are so kind, thank you so much. And they even gave like extra tartar sauce and mushy peas, and they gave like extra packets of balsamic vinegar and all those extras, right? Because they really want to welcome me to the UK for the first time. Blue Star Blue Khaboo, welcome to this tree. Have a welcome. Nice to meet you. Blue Kitty Blue called me to check you out. You're crying. Hope you're. I'm fine. It's just a little mourning about, we've lost our queen. So we're kind of a little bit mourning, but I'm fine. I promise you, I'm fine. So yes, as I was saying, I I was so touched with the British people. I was so touched with the British. They since my auntie told them it's my first time in the UK, they weren't hesitant. They gave me small gifts. Even this one store not far from the hotel as well, it's a regular convenience store. They have fresh fruits, and my auntie wanted to buy some fresh fruits for us to munch. We even when my auntie said, apparently the convenience store manager, he knew my auntie for a while, because my cousin was studying in Bristol. She'd been on and off going to Bristol to visit my cousin. So when he saw my auntie, he said, you are back. You're back, ma'am. How's your trip back here to Bristol? And she's like, oh, absolutely delightful. And this is my niece from Malaysia. It's her first time in the UK. He immediately gave me a paper bag full of fresh apples, bananas, grapes, and then a few bottles of mineral water. And he even gave me a bar of chocolate, like the British chocolate. I was like, thank you so much. Please, I insist, I need to pay this. She's like, no. Your first time in the UK must be a memorable one. Enjoy your gift, ma'am. I was like, thank you, sir. Thank you kindly. Habang apa kabar kedistri? Hello, welcome. Hi, Blue Star Blue Rigabo for coming investigating the haunting. Thank you so much. Penny Blue apa kabar kedistri? Hello, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so it was so sweet. The British gave me gifts, and I remember I was like hungry even more, because we were shopping for an hour for food. I'm getting more exhausted, right? So my auntie said, okay, let's go back to our hotel and let's start eating. So we ate. Hi, is Anna Blapa Khaboo? Welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. Yeah, I'm fine, sweetie. I'm fine. I'm just, I'm recovering, but at the same time, kind of a bit sad, because Her Majesty passed. And tonight's haunting, we are storytelling of how English gives my voice. Sorry. So, in a way, I'm still feeling a little sad, but I'm fine. Promise. Oh, by the way, Haniro, keep it up. Subs to you. Subs of you. 1K, keep it. Oh, Blue Tablet Boo. Arigabu. Thank you so much, Arigabu, for subscribing to our haunting channel, and welcome to our haunting channel. Apa kabar? I'm Haniro Momoko, your friendly ghost orb. Hello, welcome. Excuse me. So, thank you so much, fist bump. Thank you. Yes, Buyasumi ni blue stabby blue. Isn't a British accent sexy? For me, it is sexy. Oh, any accent is sexy, actually. Even some foreigners told me that Malaysian accent is sexy, and I'm like, huh? How is it sexy? But I guess every foreign language is always sexy, or somehow, if So yes. Okay. Yes, Buyasumine, Blue Stablik Boo. So yeah, as I was saying, so we went back to the hotel and we started to eat the fish and chip, I wanted to eat everything what we got, but I guess because that was like again jet lag really caught on to me. I started to feel really sleepy real quick. I managed to finish the fish and chip, but then the rest, I was like, oh no, auntie, what are we going to do? She's like, oh, not to worry, this is perfect. We got our breakfast and our meal for the train. I was like, wait, we're taking a train? I thought we're taking a plane. She's like, oh, we don't need a plane. We have trains. So we're going to take a train to London from Bristol. The Sarawak English is sexy too, huh? We don't have an accent for what? Okay. So continue on. So the very next day I woke up early. We woke up around 6 a.m. Not gonna lie, I was too excited. I was too excited to go to London to feel tired. So I was like really excited to go to the train station. We arrived at the train station with our luggage, and I didn't realize this train is going to the infamous Paddington station. I didn't know. Again, I'm so clueless, but I was following. My auntie kept a lot of secrets from me, tried to surprise me, right? So I was like, okay, I'm just enjoying every moment. And when we in the train, of course, we took out our food that we had, and we just ate. We just ate our food on the train while we talk, and I was enjoying the feel, the view, and then I kind of fell off sleeping along the way, but then I woke up just on time for the announcement to say that they were saying, attention, next station would be Paddington Station. I repeat, the next station would be Paddington Station. I was like, wait, we're going to Paddington Station. I remember I was like, auntie, we're arriving at Paddington Station, the famous Paddington Station. And she nodded her head. She was like, yes, surprise number one again. I was like, no way, we're arriving at Paddington Station. And I was so happy. I remember I cleaned up the table, and then I start to put on, I start to get my luggage. And when the train finally safely stopped, okay, wait, just a spirit. Let me just read the chat. What I cannot say Malay. I'm so sorry. Tonight I'm not gonna speak Malay much. I'm gonna respectfully speak in English. I hope you can respect that as well. I sub to. Oh wait, you're on his animation. I remember your outfit and white hair and those. Wait, I'm sorry. Diana what? Whose animation? Oh, if you watch, arigato for watching, and I didn't know which one, and arigato for subscribing to our haunting channel. Apa Khaboo? Welcome. Paddington Station sounds familiar. Welcome to every new booth. Paddington the Bear. Exactly. That's when I was so excited, because yes, I raced to read the story of Paddington the Bear, who has a huge addiction for marmalade sandwich. You know what? I'm gonna explain why I find marmalade disgusting. I'll tell you in a bit. It's about to come. But when we arrive at Paddington Station, I hop off, and I kid you not, when I first step on London with my feet for the first time, I just cry. I cry, and I hug my auntie, and I said, thank you so much. I'm already too happy and too grateful, because this is a dream of mine to come here. And everyone was like looking at me. But I think they knew that I really, this is my first time in London, and I was really excited. And you know what, when we were walking, there was a statue of a man holding the familiar bear. It was Paddington himself, waving the statue. I don't remember where's the picture. I wish I could show you the picture. But my auntie was like, oh my spirit, we are lucky. It's very difficult to find this statue, but here we are. And I was like, wow. I read the plaque, and the plaque literally say Paddington Bear. And I was like, oh, Paddington. Oh, the Paddington Bear. Oh, Blue Kitty's booth animation. Hi, yes, I'm awake. Thank you so much, Nee. It's just a big orange, right? Yes, I will get to that very soon. So we arrived at Paddington Station, and everything was so fast, but I love it. I loved every bit of it. And Oh, I remember we were walking with our bags, and my auntie's like, I managed to get us an inn. I managed to get us a room in an inn, which is literally, it was literally in front of the famous bus stops around Paddington area that can bring us to town and everywhere in London. I was so happy. I was like, please, let's check in and let's enjoy our day. So we walk. It was like a 2 minutes walk to the inn, and not gonna lie, it was tiny. The room was tiny, but you know what? I am so grateful already just to stay in London. And we put our bags and then unpack a little, and we got ourselves ready and let's head to town. We got out, and everything was so bustling. We had, so for some of you boos, Paddington is like Paddington is like a kampong for Malaysia because there's so many things in Paddington, especially if for those of you boos who have particularly dietary requirement, which is halal food. There is a lot of halal food there. I am going to be honest, because there's a lot of Arab boos there that opens shawarma and halal KFC, Subway, halal chicken, of course, fish and chips. So you're good, you're set. You do not need to be worried about hunger if you're staying in Paddington. So as I was saying, we first got the hop on hop off bus because my auntie wanted me to experience a hop on hop off bus tour, and we did the hop on hop off. And our inn was literally in front of the famous hospital in Paddington, where all the royal family were born in that hospital, and also where antibiotics was invented. It was St. Mary's Hospital. It was really cool. Read, apa khabar? Welcome to the street. Hello, welcome. Kenapa tak cukup rehat? Bagi 2 sebab kalau tak, tak cukup rehat. Bayar rehat dah, Ribu. Already rest. I mean, I've already tweeted I've slept like 18 hours recently. Read, honey, tweeted. 1,000 apa khabar? Welcome to the street. Hello. Oh, why am I crying? Well, more like I'm sad because, we've lost Her Majesty, and tonight's story is about how English is meaningful for me. Good tips if I want to go to London in the far future. Umi editor, apa khabar? Welcome to the stream. Hello, welcome. Tembak Kori. Voice still dying, I see. It's fine, it's recovering. It's not as bad as the previous week. Reasonable then. Reap the queen. Yes. So continue on. So we got on the hop on hop off. We passed by St. Mary's Hospital, and then we went all the way to the famous Marble Arch, and then we stopped at Oxford Street. I remember we did everything we could, right? Oh yeah, we did stay for 2 nights. We stayed for 3 days, 2 nights, because the first day we didn't got on the hop on hop off. We got the double-decker bus. We went to shopping at Oxford Street. Again, remind for all of you boos, my favorite brand in the UK is Marks and Spencer. I love Marks and Spencer. I don't know why. I love Marks and Spencer, their fashion to their food. Yes, Marks and Spencer do have their own store food. So if you have a chance to visit Marks and Spencer, try their biscuits. It's absolutely to die for. Sorry, my mouth is a bit my mouth is a bit shaky. I don't know why. Yeah, so as I was saying again, so we went to Oxford Street, we went to Marks and Spencer, then we went to Selfridge. There is a boutique not far from, it was on the main street, it's called Selfridge, right? We went in there just to look at the designer's outfit for some reason. And then we went to Superdrug, and then we went to the infamous Primark, one of the cheapest and reasonable thing to get for anything you like to wear every day. Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. I enjoyed, and then it was just nice. Oxford Street got turned dark, and they had beautiful lights out during the time. It was so beautiful. I wanted to cry more because I couldn't believe I was in London. Anio apa khabar wakadri? Hello, welcome. It's okay. Excuse me. It's okay. You're already here. That matters. The story still continue on. Excuse me. You know what to die for? A certain snack at the screen? Huh? Certain snack on the screen? This ain't Willy Wonka, where you can grab chocolate from the screen. So we got around Oxford Street, right? We were walking, and then we walked way further down. We passed the famous Hamley's toy store, which is the famous 7-story building Hamley's toy store at Oxford, along Oxford Street and Piccadilly Circus, of course. And then, I don't know, we just enjoyed our day at Oxford Street. So sorry, just a spirit. I need to rub my eyes. My eyes are a little bit dry after crying the whole day. Yes, I cried. I was mourning for Her Majesty. Is that in your boots? No. My eyes are crusty. So sorry. Okay, continue on. We spent the entire day, our first entire day in London, in Oxford Street, and I embraced all of it. And then we walk. So you know how Oxford Street connect to Marble Arch. Okay, for those of you who would like to visit London one day, here's just you can always record this and keep in mind, or you can always summon me and ask about London for plans. I'll be happy to help. I've memorized London's map to my heart, so I know how to plan it out for you if you want. Oh my spirit, my eyes are crusty right now. Oh my spirit. So sorry. Okay. Okay, so highest monument in Oxford, I bet. Well, not really. But we went to, in Piccadilly Circus, if you walk further down, you'll reach in front of the National Museum, the infamous National British Museum, and in front of there is the famous Fountain Lions, right? And then if you walk further more down, you reach the Eye of London. Well, we didn't walk that far down yet because it was getting late. So instead, we walk around Oxford Street and Piccadilly Circus, and then we walk towards Marble Arch, and we walk at Hyde Park, and then we walk at Eden. What was the name? My spirit. Eden. Oh my spirit. Well, we did walk along Sussex Garden. Okay, we walk along Sussex Garden. Just a spirit. Let me pull out the map. Excuse me. Let me just pull out the map real quick. I forgot the name of the road. I am so sorry. What was the name of the road that is near Marble Arch and Oxford Street? That's Regent's Park. No, it's not that one. It's not Marylebone. It's not Mayfair. It's not Notting Hill. That's too far. Oh wait. Here it is. Excuse me. Edgware Road. Oh my spirit. Sorry. Yes, we were at Edgware Road. We went to Edgware Road as well, and then we walk at Sussex Garden. Now at Sussex Garden, that's where, if you both remember, one of Malaysia's famous restaurant is there. It's called Satay House, located at Sussex Garden. And that first night, my auntie treated me dinner at Satay House. That's how I, ate and dined at Satay House. And we went to Satay House, and although the price were very shock, the price was shock, but the food was absolutely delicious. I would say Satay House did wonderful on representing Malaysia cuisine despite of the price. Okay, but the portion is absolutely big as well, so thankfully for that. Meteor Garden, no, Sussex Garden. Satay House in UK, nice. Yes, Satay House. If you have a chance, go to Satay House. So we had our time, and then we rest for the night. The very next day after breakfast, we immediately got on to the hop on hop off. All right, and we started the entire day of touring around London. We did so much touring. Yeah, we passed a lot. We even passed the famous Madame Tussauds. Is it? Oh my spirit! Wow, I forgot the name of the famous wax museum. Yes, Madame Tussauds. So we passed Sherlock Holmes, Marble Arch, and then Madame Tussauds, and then we even passed Melbourne, Regent's Park. We went all to the famous landmark, right? And then we stopped in front of, I don't know where we stopped, but we managed to walk along the park, and I realized that park links to the famous Buckingham Palace. We've walked through the peaceful park to Buckingham Palace, and I remember when I was in front of Buckingham Palace, I actually curtsy. I curtsy in front of the palace, and I said, "Your Majesty, thank you for what you have done." I remember I said that. Yeah. So yeah, we went, and then from Buckingham Palace, we managed to get the same hop on hop off. We got off to Eye of London, and then from Eye of London, we took a boat. We actually took a boat because from there, we crossed the famous river, and we reached to the famous Tower of London, the bridge, the famous London Bridge, and we reached Tower of London. And then we even passed Westminster. Oh my spirit! The church, the famous church, where the royal family had their weddings, and soon going to be Her Majesty's final resting place. But yeah, Westminster. Yes, Westminster's church. Thank you. And then we passed. Of course, we did not forget to pass Big Ben. We passed Big Ben. We did it. We literally went the entire London, and we came back to our inn, rest. Of course, dinner and rest. And the next day we went back to Bristol, of course. But before we went back to Bristol, I did something at London Bridge. Not London Bridge. I did something at Big Ben. Kind of funny, kind of silly, but I did something superstitious. I rubbed my hand on the bridge, and I immediately murmured like a prayer and say, "Please allow me to come back and visit you once more." You know what that happened? Big Ben started to chime exactly 12 afternoon. I'm not kidding. It happened. And I was like, dang, what are the odds what I'm doing would happen, right? Hold that thought. Just hold that. So I remember at Bristol we stayed another couple of days, and then we ready to go back to Malaysia. And I thought that was it. That was my first UK trip, right? It was a dream come true, and yeah, it was definitely a dream come true. And I was grateful for everything, right? I was grateful for everything. But that was not the end. In fact, that was just the start, as if that was the preparation for me to know what I need to do for the next trip. Because after, I think my aunt told my parents how much I truly cherish every single step in the UK, so much gracious. My parents decided that excuse me. My parents decided that 1 year, let's do not 1 but 2 annual family trip. Let's go as a family to the UK for the first time. For the first time as a family in March, roughly. I was so shocked. I was like, wait, we're going back? Are you serious? Really? And my parents said, yes, and this time you are going to plan it because you have known everything, right? So we entrust you for the budget and everything. Oh, I did not waste any time. For 1 month, I started to plan everything, from the accommodation of through Airbnb to the ticket the ticket plan, that would be my parents, obviously, and they say don't worry about that, just worry about the accommodation, this and that. So I did everything and within the budget, and I've planned out everything. I even used Google Map because I remember where's the best spot for the bus stop. Now mind you, my sisters, right, never, there's a superstitious, that is a personal wish, good for you, lucky though with Big Ben. Yeah, it is lucky. So when my sisters never been to the UK, only I have been once during the time, and my sisters was not looking forward for the UK because they thought it was a waste of time, because why are we going to a country that is wet and gloomy, and it's only English that we've already know how to speak. It's not good. But I blew their mind. I was about to blow their mind. When the time comes, now I've already kind of explained this story before, but this is a special storytelling haunting, so I'm gonna tell, but not too lengthy like the last one. If you're wondering where is the story, it is one of the haunting where I was playing the Hunter Call of the Wild. So you have to check for the archive which of the hauntings that we played the Hunter. So again, yes, when we arrive at the airport, right? It's the family trip. This is my family's trip to the UK. Now we arrive at the airport. Okay, we arrive at the airport. We are going to travel at night so that we can arrive at the UK at night, right? Now, I had already mentally prepared. We have always traveled economy overseas, right? And I knew where's the counter for economy, so I was like, follow me. But when we passed, in KLIA, there is a section for business class and first class. My parents said, halt. We stopped walking, and I was like, what? You're going the wrong way. And they start to enter the business and first class. I instantly mind blown. I was like, wait, no, stop. We're traveling economy, right? We're not traveling business class. My mama was like, hush, come. I was like, dang. We're traveling to London in business class. I was like, oh my spirit, no way. I need GPS for UK travels, yeah. I kinda am. So we went check in at the business class, and and then we went to the lounge, as a family, and It's rare for us to travel business class, okay? I've always traveled economy. That's a fact. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not even anything because I just want to safely arrive to the destination. That's it. Excuse me. Yes, Neo, will you remember? Yes. So yeah, we traveled to London in business class, and we had, it was Mars Airline, mind you, and it was a wonderful trip. But I did not sleep because I was so looking forward to come back to London. And when we landed, the first thing I remember I did was, okay, every boost, listen up. The first thing, take out your winter coat and start wearing them. This is the fact for those of you who are traveling to the UK during their winter season. Please ensure your winter coat, if you are not strong against the cold, or whatever coat, heavy coats you're having against the winter, have it ready in your hand luggage carry. Because before you step out of the airport, you can already open the hand carry and start putting on your coat. Now, my sister did not believe me that how cold it was when they step out for the first time. I'm not kidding. You know, my sister's nose start to came out snot, and they were like achoo, like cold. So they start to put on their coat. Finally, listen to me, and then they start to realize there's something amazing around. You know, just being at the Heathrow Airport, it was really interesting. It's something different that they say, okay, this is something worth to come for some reason. We arrived at our Airbnb. I chose the Airbnb at Bayswater. So, quick fun fact, for those of you Malaysian boots who are visiting the UK, the most popular spot would be at, obviously, Paddington Station. And then we have the Edgware Road, Notting Hill, Bayswater, and then Westbourne Grove. And, of course, we have the... what's the name of the one area? Let me just quickly drag the map here. There is this one area I also recommend for Malaysian boots to stay. Is it Kilburn? Yes, it was Kilburn. Yes, Kilburn. Yes. So those are one of the good areas to stay. But I recommend, if you want more closer, I recommend Paddington. But be aware, the price might be a bit pricey. Just letting you know. Okay, Rainbow, apa khabar? Welcome to the street. Hello, welcome. Best water, yeah. From what? Zephyr, apa khabar? Welcome to the street. Hello. Only one family member of mine studying UK back then, and it's my mom. I see. Narhamani. It is wonderful to have the opportunity to study overseas, especially in an English-speaking country. If you're still studying and you're still determined to go, to visit outside of Malaysia, please don't stop dreaming. Keep going. You can do it. So, as I was saying, we were staying at Westbourne Grove, right? I managed to pick an apartment, a very good apartment, literally by the main road, and literally in front of our apartment is the bus stop that takes us to Oxford Street and everywhere in London. I did my research so well. I saved every booth so much time and money. The moment when we check in our Airbnb, we settled in. Mama Boo and I can't sleep, so we decided to do some mini grocery shopping. I have already prepared this. Just around the corner, there's Waitrose, literally a whole building of Waitrose supermarket. But we also have Sainsbury, we also have Tesco Express. We had everything already set. We went to Sainsbury because it was really late. Waitrose closed already, so we went to Sainsbury's and we got all the stuff. We went to Tesco, we got some mini grocery, and we managed to to get the mini groceries, and then I slept on the sofa bed while my sister already slept in the bedroom. My Papa Boo slept already, and then soon afterwards Mama Boo slept. But then I woke up and realized it's like around 6 a.m. the jet lag had affected us very heavily, so it's normal. So first day of London trip is shopping. I'm not kidding. Our first day of London is shopping in Oxford Street. But first, Mama Boo made nasi lemak on first day, and of course we ate and we prepared. Luckily, fortunately, this is a tip for you boos in the future. Please get yourself an Oyster Pass card. It's like their touch and go version. It is a great way for you to travel on the bus and in the subway. Okay, Oyster card, alright? Get the Oyster card. You can get it in the train station, but you can also get Oyster card at any local site convenience stores, alright? Just tell them you wanted to buy Oyster card, and they'll give you and top up right away for you. It's kind of funny that my first location I went to visit is the University of London. Oh wait, is there a University of London? I'm not sure. While you guys go other places, apparently I got her British accent. You do, Zephyr Boo. That's amazing. I want to see Tank Museum in the UK. Oh, Tank. I visit. That's one of the places that we visit on our second day. I'll tell you soon. Don't worry about it. I'm going to bed now. Oh, thank you, Barikaba, for coming investigating the haunting. Thank you so much. But yes, Amine. Good night. Okay. So, as I was saying, we went to Oxford Street, but we went a little bit too early. And because a lot of shops open at 9 or 10, we were there at 7. So we spent our time in the street taking pictures, being goofy. We managed to find Costa Coffee. We went to Costa and got ourselves some nice cup of tea and some scones and pastries as well for snacks. Ask Kala Evergreen, welcome to the street. Hello, welcome. So we get Costa, and we just went goofy in Oxford. But then, we went shopping. We went to Primark, Mark and Spencer. We did look at Selfish again, but we didn't spend much there because it's really expensive. And then we went to Superdrug, Boots, and then we went further. We went to Hamley's Toy Store. We went to Crabtree in Evelyn. We went to Kipling. And of course, my favorite brand, Calf and Kidston. Calf Kidston is my favorite brand. I love Calf Kidston, oh my spirit. I don't know why. I just love Calf Kidston's pattern. I love Calf Kidston. Talk about what on the oh my spirit. Okay, any boo. So we went shopping the entire day until and then we were so tired, right? We went back, but then we still got enough energy. We still managed to get dinner. We got dinner at the kind of at the unfortunate place at the Malaysian restaurant, Makan Culture, if I'm not mistaken, the one that I don't like. We ate, right? And then we went back to our apartment. And then the following day, it is getting late. I don't want to drag too long, okay? But I do want to summarize saying that maybe one day we'll continue this story in full detail. But I just want to say that over the years, my family and I agreed throughout our overseas adventure, we still love the UK. I love the UK very much. There's something about the British culture has embedded inside of me since I was a wee ghost orb. So that's why even until now, you know, I would love if by spirits allow, I would love to migrate to the UK. I'm not joking, I'm serious. Because there's something about British culture, it's meaningful for me and even to my family, but mostly me. And yeah, when I woke up, right? So I slept early yesterday. Pricey, not delicious. No. I would say the food in the UK has improved immensely. I'm gonna be very honest, because the UK has gotten so much influence, especially from the Asian culture, even especially Malaysia culture. I'm not kidding. Their food has now improved massively. Don't worry. I would guarantee you that you don't need to worry about being starved in the UK, because they have a lot of good culture connection now, especially with the Southeast Asia and Asians. So it's not as bad as you think. So yes. Oh, I love you, Edith. Why is my brain nearly think that Honey's British voice is similar to my cousin, who has been living in the UK for a long time now? I mean, to be fair, I can speak British. I absolutely could, but I don't wish to try practice it too often, because I don't want to sound too posh. I don't want to sound too arrogant. Sometimes I do admit the British accent somehow gave that some posh feeling, which can be uncomfortable to some. So I decided not to use my British accent a lot. I can still manage to talk like a British if I want to, but I try not to. So yeah. Yes, absolutely. Posh Nero, stop it. Stop it. Okay, but I don't want to waste too long, because it is really getting late, and tomorrow I have a full day schedule with Mama Boo and my sister, so I don't want to waste any more time. But I do want to say now, this is a moment where I need to pause the music, because this is going to be something that I think we have to address this seriously. Okay? Let me just pause the music. Okay, I paused the music. If memory serves me right, back in 2014, some of the UK foods were starting to taste alright, but a headache to a place that didn't sell beer in Scotland for some reason. What? That's just nonsense. UKs are also known for their drinks. Are you sure that you couldn't find a beer in Scotland? Wait, in Scotland? Oh my. Oh, maybe something wrong in 2014. Just saying. Okay, now let's talk a bit serious here before we end the haunting. Okay. When I woke up in the middle of the night, because I was coughing, I got a text from one of a boo that I know from the UK, saying the Queen has been graciously fallen ill. my heart stopped, and I immediately opened the news on my phone. I just tried to keep up. And when I see the information, I kind of know that it is time for us to lose a wonderful a wonderful figure, a wonderful era that we have blessed to be a part of. And when finally the announce of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II passed, I just know that we have lost an amazing soul. And I know that there are times, yes, there are a lot of controversies, right? Most are sad, but there are some that are happy. I'm not going to be too political, and I'm not going to state what's the obvious, because I'm also from a country that is being reigned over by Her Majesty back then. I mean, I know my history as well. But come on, soul to soul talk. Have a decency to know that we've lost a soul, and a wonderful soul who had surpassed the world's crisis over and over until now. I could not believe she's gone, but I also could not believe that here we are, still standing strong, trying to be together. To the royal families, my deepest condolences for the loss of a wonderful soul. And if it wasn't for her and your culture and everything, I would not have my voice today. Because of English, I have a voice all these centuries, all these years living as a ghost orb. I hope the new era, the new monarch shall rule with dignity and with the right decision for the whole world. Of course, she will always be in our hearts, and she will always be the queen that we love and we respect. Even if there are times she made moments of bad decision, it's okay, because realistically here, she's also human. She was also a human, and she had her limits. And to most of you boos, this is really heavy, right? These are heavy moments of our time. I hope you boos are staying strong, and I hope you boos know that this is how life should work, and we must be strong together. You are not alone. If you need time to grieve, you are allowed to grieve. Don't bottle it in. Okay? I am going to miss Her Royal Highness, Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II. And I hope the new ruler knows what he's doing after this. And I'm deeply sad for the royal families. If you ever watch this, Your Highnesses and Your Majesties, Our thoughts and prayers will always be with you. You and every boo's in the family. And we thank you for the era of the reign of Her Majesty. Once more, as I want to say finally, yes, God save the Queen, but now long live the King. Thank you for the hug, Dianabu. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Long live the king, and long live the kingdom, and of course the Commonwealth. So what's the plan now? Sorry. What's the plan now that, with everything's going on? What is the plan for us, right? What are we going to do now? Well, as you can tell from my voice, it is recovering very good, very well. My voice will come back in a matter of time. I will tell the AMG story soon with Maestro. Soon, I promise, especially before I start working. But I do want to give a heads up. There might be a time for 1 week I might not haunt again before work, because we'll see how it goes, because actually my room will be renovated. I will have a better space to haunt. So when doing renovation, expected again more quiet and such. But next week we will have a few hauntings, a lot of collab hauntings for sure, so stay tuned for that. But for now, I will end tonight's story with saying, God saved the Queen, and so God saves the King. My truest, deepest condolences, and a huge thank you for being a huge influence to my life. The English system, because English has given me my voice till today. It's okay, every boo. I understand all of you boo care for me, and I truly care for all of you. And that's why we're doing the haunting tonight, despite of my voice, because I missed you deeply. But thank you, arigabu every boo, for coming and investigating the haunting. Stay tuned for the next haunting mission, which should be by Monday. It will be a collab haunting. And then we also have one special big collab haunting on the 16th as well. So stay tuned for that. But again, reminder, whatever you have feelings about this situation, please, for my sake at least, hold it together, and let's put some common decency together, okay? Because I know not all are really forgiving to Her Majesty. But still, a soul has passed on, and we must respectfully, decently grieve for this, So please, at least for my sake, be respectful, okay? And also, I want to remind you, it's okay. It's okay to feel scared now, but know that this ghost orb is still here for you. Okay? I'm still here for you, and I will do my very best to hold you and to remind you how wonderfully brave all of you are right now. And I could not be more prouder to see you all here, still here together. I hope now everyone understand why I take this seriously, because I really truly care of the English deep in my heart, for real. Right. I shall now respectfully, okay? I shall now respectfully going to end the haunting. Alright? I'm so sorry if I can't read all of your chat tonight, but I hope that every boo enjoyed the haunting and enjoyed your investigation. Let me give you a big kiss, okay? Ready? There. I want you both to take care and be strong, okay? Life is never daijobu, but you know what's daijobu? Us. Alright? Now tuck in bed. It's time to fall asleep. Right? Even though it's the weekend, you still need to sleep, my sweet blues and ghouls. Don't worry. I'll be fine. Okay? I'll be very fine. I love you. I love you very much. And until the next haunting mission, I gotta go now. Until then, Buyasumi, or Buhayo, or Bunichiwa. Goodbye, Zeribu. I love you so much, and I'm so proud of you. Bye-bye.